Hello, good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Jessa Ayen. Welcome to You Matter Therapy Solutions. We are a psychiatric clinic that offers programs that helps patients to improve their mental. Today's program is the therapy session for the month of October. This is how self-aware are you? I will be asking 20 questions and you will answer it honestly based on how you really feel. So before we start, let us know each one of you. Let's start with Miss Shallow.
Hello, good morning. My name is Cielo Mae Bacudio. I'm 25 years old and I work as an accountant. I've been taking this program for about 5 months. And my reason why I'm taking this program is to help myself become in better decision making, and also it gives me more self-confidence. And also these programs allows me to understand things from multiple perspective. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Mr. Joshua.
Okay, so my name is Joshua and Betita. I'm a college student. I'm fairly new. I have no experience in this kind of programs. So I joined this program since I usually get confused onto myself. And because of my friends, they told me to join. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Mr. Shane?
Hello guys, good morning. I'm Shenes Binbing. I'm a college student. I'm 21 years old and I'm new in this program. The reason why I'm taking this program because I think I'm not self-aware of what I'm thinking right now.
Thank you so much. So let's proceed to this self-assessment test. Question number one. Can you name the behaviors that you are doing at all times?
Mm, of course,
Shallow.
yes. I'm always intentional with my behaviors and can name what I'm taking part in at all times.
Okay. Mr. Joshua.
I'd say sometimes I'm usually aware of what I'm doing, although at sometimes I get caught up in something or don't realize what I'm doing.
Okay, Mr. Shane.
No, I rarely am aware of what my body or mind is doing.
Next. Can you name the emotions that you are feeling at all times?
Yes, I can always identify then and name the emotion I'm feeling at any given moment.
I'd say no. I rarely think about what emotions I'm feeling. I just feel something and act accordingly.
Well, sometimes I'm usually aware of what emotion I'm feeling. However, it takes me a few moments to recognize it, and strong emotions sometimes catch me off guard.
Next question. Can you identify what causes a shift to negative emotions?
Mm, I guess yes. I can always identify what causes me to shift to negative emotions, whether it be an event, person, or recurring trigger.
Sometimes I can usually identify what caused a shift in my emotions, although it takes a little while for me to catch on.
No, I rarely know what specifically caused me to shift to negative emotions. All of a sudden, I'm no longer happy, and I don't know why.
Next. Can you name the emotional patterns you experience the most?
Yes, I can list my standard emotional patterns right now, including what they are, what causes them, and what effect they have on my life.
I'd say no again. Since I have no idea of what emotional patterns I repeat, I have emotions that don't get me wrong, but I can't name any trends with when or why they happen.
Somewhat. I generally know what I have a tendency to do, but it's not always consistent or recognizable.
Okay. Can you name your deepest fear triggers?
Of course, yes. I'm self-aware of my deepest fear and what triggers these fears in my everyday life. I understand how pervasive these fears are in my thoughts and actions.
I can somewhat tell you what I'm most scared of, but I don't usually I don't I don't fully know how it works or how it affects my life and my daily actions.
No, I have no idea what a fear trigger, even if or if I have more. If I have one.
How about can you name your deepest shame triggers?
Yes, I know the things that give me the most shame and what triggers this shame in my everyday life. I understand how pervasive this shame in my thoughts and actions.
I'd say no. I have no idea of what shame trigger is, or even if I have one, I don't really know.
I would say somewhat. I can tell you what I'm most ashamed of, but I don't fully know how it affects my life and daily actions.
Okay, next. Can you name the principles and values you believe in the most?
Somewhat, I can name few principles and qualities that are most important to me, but I haven't given the list a lot of thought.
Yes, I can list my guiding principles and core values right now. I know how to distinguish between what I care and outside influence of others.
Well, no, I have no idea what values I personally believe in the most.
Next, how much do you consider these principles when making decisions?
I guess a lot. Not only do I know what these principles are, but I design my life and decision making around them, and they give clarity to my decisions.
Not at all. I live my life without ever giving a thought to any principles.
Somewhat, I know what my principles are, but I don't really know when they come into effect in my life.
How about can you name the passions that you have and lose track of time while doing?
Yes, I know what I'm passionate about and why they give me joy.
Well, I can list things that I enjoy doing, although I wouldn't necessarily call them passions.
Mm, no, I don't have any clear passions.
Mr. Shane, can you name the passions that you have and lose track of time while doing?
No, I don't have any clear passions.
Next, can you state a list of goals and ambitions you have for yourself?
Mm, I guess somewhat I have a few goals and ambition, although they might not be the most defined.
Yes, I can state a list of goals right now if you want to. that include both short-term and long-term goals. I understand I understand what I want out of my life and I express those ambitions.
No, I don't really have any driving goals or ambitions in my.
Next, can you describe the environment you thrive in the most?
Somewhat, I know certain things that I would want, but I can't fully describe the exact environment that I thrive in.
I'd say yes, I can describe the ideal environment that I need to be happy and be successful, including the including the pace, energy, and structure that I thrive in.
Hmm, No, I don't know what environment works best for me. I just try to make it work whenever I am.
Okay. Can you identify a list of personal strengths and how they manifest themselves in your life?
Mm, yes, I can list all my strengths right now, as well as where they fit into my life and how I use them to find success.
Well, I guess since I mostly know what I'm good at, although I couldn't tell you exactly how I incorporate those strengths into my life.
No, I don't know what my strengths are. I just try to do my best.
Okay. Can you identify a list of shortcomings and how they manifest themselves in your life?
Mm, yes, I can list all my shortcomings right now, as well as how they affect my life and what I need to do to overcome them.
Somewhat, I mostly know what my weaknesses are. Although I don't have an exact list, I try to avoid them. But I don't really know how they hold me back.
Mm, no, I don't know what my shortcomings are.
Can you describe your typical reaction to new information, whether it may be positive or negative?
Yes, I can tell you right now how I usually react to new information. I understand my natural tendencies with both what my what emotion I feel and what impulses I have.
Well, I can generally describe how I react to positive and negative news, but I'm not really fully aware of my emotions and thoughts.
Well, no, I just react in the moment and I don't know of any patterns.
Can you name what you need in your relationship to feel fulfilled?
Of course, yes. I can name exactly what I need in my life. In I mean in my relationship to create a sense of belonging and feel fulfilled. Additionally, I am able to express these needs.
I'd say no. I don't really know what I need from a relationship from my relationships to feel fulfilled.
Somewhat, I know what I need from others. Although I might not specific, specifically what I need from each person or in a different situations.
Okay, next question. Can you list the relationship in your life and which ones meet your needs?
Mm, I guess, of course, yes, I can list the relationship I have in my life right now and evaluate what they give me. And I know what I need to feel a strong connection.
I'd say somewhat. I can also list people that are in my life as well as my most important relationships, but my connections aren't always perfect.
Well, no, for me. I don't give much thought to the people in my life and which relationships meet my needs.
Can you accurately describe the impact of you have on others?
Mm, yes, I know the impact I have on others, including what they think of me, how my words and action affect them, and how my role in uh, oh, wait, and what my role in their life.
Well, somewhat, I know what impact I have on others in general, although I couldn't get into the specifics.
No, I don't know how my words and actions affect others.
Next, can you identify where in your life biases and natural human tendencies play a role in your thinking?
Hmm. I guess sometimes I understand that I'm influenced by human nature, but I don't always know what these influences are or how they affect me.
Joshua?
Yes, I'm aware of where my thoughts and actions are influenced by biases and natural human tendencies. I can identify and name when these factors are getting in my way of my self-awareness and mindset.
No, I have no idea about natural human tendencies or how they get in the way of self-awareness.
Okay. Can you name your primary coping mechanisms and what triggers them?
Of course, yes, I can list my primary coping mechanism right now and what situation triggers them. I understand how they develop in my past and can evaluate whether they still serve me now.
I don't really know. I have no idea what coping mechanisms is or why.
So sometimes I know what mechanisms I generally use when trying to defend. I'm trying to defend myself, but I can't always recognize what triggers them.
Okay. Last question. Can you evaluate how much of an impact cultural narratives have on you? And can you identify where they influence your thinking?
Yes, of course, yes. I'm aware of the cultural narratives that exist and how they influence my thinking and perspective. I can distinguish between what I know to be true and what I feel like I should do as told by society.
Well, I'm not really cultural, which is why I don't know what cultural narrative means, let alone how it affects me.
For me, sometimes I know that cultural narratives exist and can sometimes recognize where they influence my thinkings. That being said, I imagine there are aspects of society that affect me that I don't realize.
Okay, well done. So now let me give your scores. So the results are Michelo, you got 36 points. It means you're very self-aware. To Mr. Joshua, you got 17 points. It means you have some self-awareness, but there's definitely room for improvement. And Mr. Shane, you got 7 points, and it means you're lacking self-awareness. but you can learn. So let me congratulate Miss Shallow for showing so much improvement. Also to Mr. Joshua, who got better than last session. And to Mr. Shane, don't worry, because this is only the start. It is a process and it takes time. Every one of you matters and your feelings are all valid. Thank you for being here with me and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you
Thank
po.
you.